What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So I just came home from my shoot with the new Surface Book, and also I finished my review of the Sony Xperia XC Premium, which is going to be online in the next days. Meanwhile, Tim from Nerdbench has finished his Xiaomi Mi 6 review, and it turned out to be really good. So I thought I'll maybe share it with you guys, and here it is.
Okay, let's settle this. There is no LTE Band 20 on the Xiaomi Mi 6. You can't activate it per software, and I don't think there will be an international version of this phone. With this information out, I think we can start. On the front of the Xiaomi Mi 6 we have a 5.15 display. The resolution is still at Full HD. I have to say I really like the screen. Viewing angles are great, colors are nice too, and you don't have any yellow tint. You shouldn't take that for granted, because Xiaomi really messed up the Mi Note 2 display. While typing, the Xiaomi Mi 6 responds fast to my fingers. Xiaomi Mi 6 feels good in your hand. That's because it's not a really large screen and you will only need one hand to operate it. It doesn't matter if you're in or outside, you always will be able to control your display. Viewing messages or something else is no problem at all. In the settings you can control the display color settings. If you like it more warm, no problem. If you like it cold, you can set the Xiaomi Mi 6 to that. There's also an option for the blue light filter, which makes reading a little bit easier on your eyes. I'm using the Mi 6 for a while now. I even ditched my iPhone for this phone. For the past 2 years I use a super-sized iPhone 6s Plus with 5.5 inches. Switching to the Xiaomi Mi 6 was easy. It feels so good in your hands, and you never have the feeling that your phone is too big. There might be people who wish for an even smaller phone, but I think the Xiaomi Mi 6 is just fine. Yes, the Xiaomi Mi 6 has display bezels, but they aren't as big as on the Redmi 4 series, so I'm thankful for that. Under the screen you will find a soft key for back and for multitasking. I have to be honest, they aren't that well lit. You can change their position and you can turn them on forever, but there is no option for increasing the light, which is a shame. I think they got inspired by the Echo, where the soft keys are poorly lit too. Xiaomi Mi 6 is powered by a Snapdragon 835. The 64-bit octa-core processor can clock up to 2.45 GHz. For stunning graphics, there's a Mali 540 GPU on board. With the Samsung Galaxy S8 you only get 4 GB of RAM. Xiaomi Mi 6 on the other hand packs 6 GB of RAM. With this specs, Xiaomi Mi 6 does good in benchmarks. Luckily, not only in benchmarks. In your everyday use you will notice the power packed into such a small device. As with every phone there will be an update. But I honestly don't think you will need to jump to the Xiaomi Mi 7 once it's released. Because the Xiaomi Mi 6 is so powerful, you have a huge power backup pillow, which will come in handy in 1 to 2 years. Even if you use your Xiaomi Mi 6 for a while, let's say for gaming, the phone doesn't heat up badly. Xiaomi really did a fine job cooling down the processor. You have 2 storage options with the Xiaomi Mi 6. I have the 64GB version. Starting up the phone for the first time, you will have around 50GB of free space. If that isn't enough for you, you can choose the 128GB version. Please notice, the Xiaomi Mi 6 is a dual SIM smartphone, but you can't insert an SD card, so choose carefully. The Mi 6 phone quality is quite good. I like the sound of the earpiece. What I really don't like is the microphone. You will see later on that the sound is just crap. Even when you don't cover the microphone, the sound quality is just plain bad. If this device would be a Redmi, no problem. But this is Xiaomi's flagship. They really need to update the firmware. Xiaomi really did a fine job with the sound. Stereo sound is a nice thing to have on a smartphone. You will notice the difference watching TV, playing games, or doing other stuff. Let's tune in. You don't notice the difference at first. You will if you switch back to your old phone without stereo speakers. One thing missing from the Xiaomi Mi 6 is the headphone jack. You won't find one on the Xiaomi Mi 6. You can use USB-C headphones. If you want to use your old gear, there's an USB-C to audio jack adapter in the package. I think USB-C headphones, like those from the Echo, will become the standard in a few years. Xiaomi doesn't sell any USB-C headphones. I hope that will change in the future. Your old micro USB accessories aren't compatible with the Xiaomi Mi 6. You will need to buy new sticks, new adapters and cables. There already are some solutions, like from SanDisk. I'm using the stick for a year now, and it never let me down. Sadly, Xiaomi Mi 6 doesn't support HDMI via USB-C. Xiaomi Mi 6 is dust and water resistant. Resistant-ish. You won't have any warranty if your device gets wet. So please, try to keep the Mi 6 dry. Forgive me for not dropping a $400 phone into water. I did phone calls in the rain and the Mi 6 is still up and running. But anyway, try not to get the Mi 6 wet. Xiaomi Mi 6 features Bluetooth 5.0. My Vivink smartwatch connects to my phone without a problem. It's nice to see Xiaomi is keeping up with Samsung, which phones also feature Bluetooth 5.0. Xiaomi includes a soft case in the package of the Mi 6. That way you can protect your new phone against scratches and other harmful things. Using the case, Xiaomi Mi 6 isn't that pretty anymore, but imagine a spider app on the back and front on the Mi 6. Think about it, the included soft case doesn't look that bad anymore, doesn't it? Right now the Xiaomi Mi 6 is available in black. There will be a ceramic version with golden rings on the camera, a white and a blue version. I hope those variants will be available for a while. Xiaomi isn't really known for that. The overall build quality is quite good, all buttons are in place, USB cables hold quite well, and you can shake the device without hearing any loose parts. Good job Xiaomi! I like the fingerprint on the front. For once because it's on the front. Besides that, it works really well. I didn't run into any problems so far. One touch and Mi 6 is unlocked. Xiaomi doesn't use an actual button as a fingerprint reader, rather than a touch solution, like on the iPhone 7. Xiaomi Mi 6 is running Android 7.1.1, and since this is a Xiaomi device, of course there is MyUI. In the past year, Xiaomi upped their security game, and they are not joking around. You have a locked bootloader, there's no EDL, and you have to rely on a permission from Xiaomi to unlock your bootloader. They even raised the time in which your account has to be bound to your Mi 6, otherwise you can't unlock your device. For some users it's 6 hours, but I saw 50 hours too. Mi 6 speaks English and Chinese, but you might have noticed mine speaks German too. That's because I have a shop ROM installed. If you check out zxshop.com, you will see that they provide us with a multi-language version of MyUI. And even Play Store is installed, together with all the other gaps. Xiaomi Mi 6 is a young device, and Xiaomi's own ROM has a lot of problems, so I decided against my better judgment to stick with the shop ROM, at least for a while. And I know, this is a device from China, Google is blocked there, but in the past Xiaomi never had such problems, and it doesn't end here. The camera is freezing, apps are crashing, and those two problems I didn't encounter on the ZTEC Mi 6 running a shop ROM. So please Xiaomi, get your act together and fix the Mi 6. On the back of Mi 6 there are two cameras, one Sony IMX368 and a Samsung S5 K3M3 camera sensor. Unlike other dual camera setups, Xiaomi doesn't feature a black and white sensor, but a fixed 2x zoom on the Samsung lens. Xiaomi Mi 6 cameras, you can blur the background of your image. Let's take a sample pic. This is your typical smartphone picture, but if you activate portrait modus on the Mi 6, they can look like this. The background is blurred now. The picture doesn't really look like it has been taken with a smartphone, doesn't it? Sometimes the pic isn't perfect, so I would take a few photos to get a really good one. If there is movement, not this movement Tim, the pic couldn't work out as good as if you are still, so try to be still. Otherwise, for example, your hand could be blurred too. If you like to take videos with your Mi 6, you can take advantage of the 4-axis image stabilization. Travel somewhere. Do you want to travel somewhere? It's already 10 o'clock, so let's go to work. First a healthy breakfast. Poor little kitten. I like this view because the houses aren't just white. The coolest duck in town. Oh, yum, 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 yum. It's a little bit sad to see that the Xiaomi Mi 6 doesn't include a front LED flash, because I would love one. Guess what I just missed because of this footage? Time to go to bed. I released a camera comparison a week back, and people were like, why don't you film in 4K? Sound would be that much better. So I took the Mi 6 for a second ride. Filmed in 4K, and spoiler alert, the sound isn't better. Let's go somewhere awesome. Let's get some breakfast, shall we? And since breakfast is the most important meal of the day, I got me some egg and bacon. Isn't it a beauty? Healthy Tim is coming along great. Today was a long day, but now it's time to say goodbye. So good night, everyone. And before you storm to the comments, no, I didn't film with the case on. Selfies are shot by a Sony IMX268 camera sensor with 8 megapixels but without optical image stabilization. So we talked about all those multimedia functions of the Xiaomi Mi 6. Let's talk battery. Inside there's a 3350 mAh battery, which can be recharged by Quick Charge 3.0. I don't really get why they didn't use Quick Charge 4.0, but that's just how it is. In the past few weeks I changed not only ROMs, but my entire unit. So I really don't want to give you a final verdict on battery life, but for now I say, it seems okay and it should be okay. We are now at the end of this video. The Xiaomi Mi 6 seems like a raw diamond, which needs intense polishing. We have a handset with great hardware, which fails for the moment at software. I'm pretty sure they will fix this, but they need to fix this fast. People already start complaining and even cancel their orders, because Xiaomi released a better product and people deserve more. With time, the Xiaomi Mi 6 will become a really great smartphone, like its predecessors. Speaking of them, I don't think one needs to upgrade from a Mi 5 or Mi 5S to Xiaomi Mi 6. Both devices are really fast, and you can wait for the Mi 7. If your smartphone doesn't need to be perfect, and you want to see it grow, try different ROMs and see if bugs are fixed. The Xiaomi Mi 6 is just for you. But to be honest, wait a bit, let them fix the device. Get your Xiaomi Mi 6 in a state just as you deserve. If you have any questions left, feel free to comment. My name is Timon for TechMagnet.
Alright guys, so we're now here at the end of this video, and so far I have to say the Xiaomi Mi 6 looks very interesting. It's beautiful, it's affordable, and also it has a nice display, it has super performance with the Snapdragon 835, and it has great stereo sound. But anyway, the new chipset also leads to a lot of bugs in MIUI. So MIUI right now, so the software is kinda buggy. Then the microphones, they do really suck, you have heard the test. And I'm not really sure if that is a software or hardware problem. Anyway, I need good microphones because I do a lot of vlogging and sending messages and all that. And the bad microphone is a no-go for me. Then also they have removed some safety features for safety reasons, like the emergency downloader mode, there's a locked bootloader and all those things. So if you want to do more with your smartphone, rooting and installing different ROMs, and this can be kind of tricky. So let's wait and let's see how the software will develop on the Mi 6. But right now, looks like a pretty promising smartphone. Anyway, Tim did a great job with his review, so check out Nerdbench. You can find a link to his channel down below in the description. And please subscribe so you stay tuned on any future videos. I'm Steven from TechMagnet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye!